Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today I'm going to be playing Rust. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to start out playing, and hopefully how to survive the best. Now, Rust is a brutal server, or a brutal game rather. There are some servers that are worse than others, and the official servers seem to have a lot more danger associated with them than playing on some private servers. You kind of got to make a choice what you want to do. The first thing you want to do, options really at this point, the game's still in alpha. At the point that I'm making this, it's really just the options. You have, render quality, volume, music volume up and down, standard 80 WS, WASD, whatever. Movement controls, space is jump, left control is going to be duck or squat under something. And you can strafe back and forth, and you're just going to move forward in whatever direction you point the mouse. Pretty standard stuff. Your inventory, an important one is the tab key. Another important one is use, which is E. It's all close to your WASD keys, so you can get to those quicker. If you have a gun, reload is going to be R. And another big one you'll want to use is V for voice. So before you actually even start this client up, you're going to want to plug in any kind of microphone you have, headset, whatever it is. Make sure that's plugged into your computer before you launch the game. Otherwise, you may be holding V down trying to talk to somebody or plead for your life or whatever, and they're not going to hear you. So just make sure that you have a working microphone or headset plugged in before you launch Rust. So after that, you're going to go ahead and play the game. Initially, you're going to have the official servers come up. You may have more than this. It's going to show you up here in the corner. You can turn this off up in the options as well. Off and on the Rust Alpha tag. But it shows you the most current build date of whatever build you're operating on. But the official servers have the advantage of, they're all pretty much fair. Not that they're fair as in no cheaters, because there have been a lot of hackers and cheaters playing this game on all servers. But if you go to a private server, you're joining somebody else's server that has total control, pretty much over, being able to spawn any item in the game instantly. They could give that to their friends. They could teleport to their friends. They can give other people advantages that you may not have, including themselves. So there is a lot of what they call abusive admins on some of the private servers. And you're at a huge disadvantage if you're on one of those corrupt servers. And there's a lot of them. So at least by joining an official server, you're not going to have that. You can always rent a server yourself, but Rust doesn't have the ability to do that for free. You do have to pay for your own server cost. Looks like it's somewhere between $20 and $30 per month. That's US dollars to rent your own server, and there's a number of different companies where you can do that. And you can just, Google that, rent a Rust server if that's what you want to do. I wouldn't recommend doing that right off the bat. I mean, you want to make sure that you buy this game. You can buy this game on Steam, by the way. It's $19.99, and it's available on Steam at this current time. I would guess as this game gets closer to being released with an official release, it's not in alpha anymore, the game price may rise. So if you want to get in now, it's probably going to be one of your more affordable times to get in now. It's not perfect. It does have a lot of bugs. They're trying to work against the cheaters and hackers that are, doing stuff that nobody else can do, like jumping over skyscrapers and jumping over mountains and, go running 4 times as fast as anybody else, or, aim assist, which basically lets everybody shoot you in the head, whatever. A lot of those cheaters, a lot of those hacks out there, I wouldn't recommend using those because, they have Valve anti-cheat software installed. That logs anybody's cheat files, anybody's DLL files, or anybody's files have been changed to allow them to cheat. It's going to catch that because it's going to compare the files you have on your computer versus what they know you should have. And it'll basically log your name, log your IP address. And basically at some point, it may be 3 days down the line, it might be a week down the line, or, it might be 3 weeks down the line. But eventually you're going to be permanently banned from the servers. So I definitely wouldn't recommend, downloading any hacks or cheats you might find on YouTube, or certainly buying any that you can buy online. Stay away from those if you want to keep your account in good standing. So, the community servers you can join are going to be right here. and you can either pick one of these out. You can also find them with Google, or maybe your friend has a private server and they have the IP address. What you'll do if you want to join one of those is just hit F1 from any screen, and you'll type net.connect followed by the IP address, and that should allow you to connect whatever it is, like 167.34.34.280, and then there's going to be a colon, and like 255, 25855, whatever it is. It's going to look something like that though, and that would allow you to connect to a private server if they just give you the net address, or you can find it in the community build area, and there's tons of pages, 198 pages right now of private servers. A lot of these are going to be empty or very low population, and it's a good place to start. I mean, if you join one of the official servers and you're getting blown away all the time, it doesn't even seem like you can live 5 minutes without getting blown away, you might want to come to one of these. Just kind of pick one out, come to a low population, even go to one that's zero. At least learn the fundamentals of the game, basically get a base started up, build your own house, and play for a while without getting cremated by other players for a bit, until you basically figure out the basics. I like the kind of the edge of your seat action and excitement that comes along going with an official server. So I like to pick one of these out myself, the official servers to start, and I'm going to do that just now, and we're going to go ahead and see how long we can survive. We're going to try to go ahead and give you tips on how to survive in Rust and some of the first things you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to East Coast 1 here. It has a lot of people on it, so we're going to have some pretty good danger, especially from people running around with guns and armor and stuff like that. And one thing you're going to learn pretty quickly is, not to trust a whole lot of people in this game, because, most of those guys, especially if they have guns or armor, and they're saying, "Hey, trust me, come here," they're just trying to lure you to get shot in the head. So, but you'll play the game and you'll learn. And what it's going to do is it's going to spawn you in this map. It's a pretty big map, and it's going to spawn you in a random location. Now, if you have an older computer, even if you don't, one of the first things that I suggest you do is, you see all this beautiful grass swaying in the wind. On your computer, it may not even look that good. It may look really glitchy. But even if it looks beautiful like it does here on my screen, I'd highly recommend you hit F1, type the following command to turn the grass off. It's going to help you get a higher frame rate. But it also has another huge advantage right now. By turning the grass off, you're going to be able to see loot and backpacks and stuff like that. Stuff you can gather a lot more easily by turning the grass off. So you're simply going to type F1, hit F1 on your keyboard, and then type grass.on, put a space, and then type false. When you do that, all the swaying grass is instantly going to disappear. You're still going to have some, but it's going to help you see any loot on the ground, backpacks where you can loot those. Like this dead guy right here. Not that he's not dead, actually he's sleeping. That's one of the other things about this game is, on the official servers and most of the even private servers, they're called sleeper servers. And what it means is when you log out, your character is going to basically fall down asleep wherever he's at. So this guy probably just spawned in the same spot and then, disconnected from the game, and his body doesn't leave the world. So anything that he might have been carrying on him, I could actually get simply by whacking him or killing him, and I can do that right now. See in my hotbar, you see the rock is the first weapon you start with. You can go ahead and get that out. If you see one of these sleepers, go ahead and squat down with control right over him, and left mouse button to go ahead and hit him. Makes a weird sound. It doesn't sound like a hitting flesh sound, but that's me hitting him. And go ahead and whack him 4 or 5 times until he dies. You'll see his backpack. You can hit E, which is your use button to search, and he basically had the same starter gear that I had on him, so you can drag those band-aids down to you. I wouldn't recommend the torch. Torch is nice for night, but it's also going to draw you like a moth to a flame for any other players. They can see you from a mile away, and they might just come get you. So you see here, the first thing I'd recommend is you do is kind of look at your surroundings. What you're looking for is resources. You're going to need to collect wood and stone, as well as food to stay alive in this game. And the first priority I'd recommend for you starting out is collecting wood and stone, enough of it to make yourself a stone hatchet. That's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to allow you to strike trees and wood piles and stones that you find a lot faster and gather those resources a lot quicker. When you're sitting here, you can get wood, a pile of wood, which you'll see like on the ground. I'm sure we'll see some before the video's over. Or you can simply go up to any tree and whack it with your rock. And it'll show you over towards the right of the screen that you're getting more wood. Now, to know how much wood you're getting without having to look in your inventory all the time, you can simply hit Tab, which is your inventory button, drag your wood pile down to your hotbar. This allows you to see it all the time. Hit Tab again to go ahead and get out of your inventory, and go ahead and continue whacking the tree with your weapon. All I have right now is a rock. I can see in the distance that I have a campfire going on over under the tree. We could make our way over there and, say friendly. Use our V button to type in voice and say, hey, I'm friendly, can you help me out, whatever you want to do. Chances are high, though, that you're going to get attacked. They're going to think you're trying to steal their food or whatever they got in their campfire, and chances are high they're going to be aggressive. But, you're going to want to, if you have a headset or a microphone, you're going to want to use that in situations like this to avoid being attacked. So right now, this game does have a day and night cycle. I believe it's about an hour, about 45 minutes of daytime, about 15 minutes of dark, and at one point in the night for about 3 or 4 minutes, it's really, really dark and you can't hardly see anything at all. I can barely see what I'm doing here. I'm coming up to a tree. I can barely make out the shape of the tree. I've been playing about 3 weeks now, long enough to kind of have a little bit of a familiarity with this game. Off to the left, you can also see it looks like a shack up there, some kind of a building up on the rocks. They've got a campfire of some sort, maybe a furnace lit. Now, campfires are used to cook food in this game, and when there's no wood left in a tree, it'll tell you no wood left. So no use sitting there whacking it when there's nothing left. Seems like each tree gives you a random amount of anywhere from 9 to about 13 wood. It's better to find wood piles, but right now we're probably not going to see those out on the ground. You can see that somebody's movement up on those rocks. You can see them with their torch. And this is what I was talking about in the distance there. If you light a torch, you're going to be able to be seen from a mile away. Anybody with a gun or a bow and arrow or any kind of weapon may be drawn there to try to collect, whatever that guy has. Now, I'm just kind of a newbie with a rock. He probably has an advantage over me. I'm not going to go and attack that guy at this point. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and move away. It's hard to see where I'm going. I just barely make out a few items. When you're moving in total darkness like this, you just don't know where you're going, and you could be running into, aggressive animals like bears or wolves that'll attack you when you get close enough. Could run into another player, could run into a lot of things. It is starting to get a little bit lighter, though, it looks like, and I can see the shape here of a pig. And you can kill a pig. Well, that's one of the first animals you'll want to look for to kill. You can kill a pig pretty easily with your starting rock. So all you'll do is get close. You'll hold shift down to run fast, catch up to it. You can attack while you're holding shift down, but once you catch up to it, you should be able to just keep running pace with it and whack it with your rock. Just takes a little bit of practice and trial and error. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that now. Got to catch up a little more, then let go of shift. Point your rock down at the animal. And that's the sound it'll make when you hit them. And the pig will try to run away. It'll move a little bit. Usually takes about, had a little lag spike there, so that's one of the things I was talking about. I don't know where he went. He has probably moved off one way or another. See, I can't even see where the pig went for the lag. But I think I'd hit him 2 or 3 times. Usually it takes about 4 or 5 times the rock, I believe, to bring a pig down, and then you can gather the resources. Okay, there it is. Come here, pig. So if it wasn't for this lag, that's another thing that you got to fight in these servers right now, is there is quite a bit of lag, and you may have to fight that. Should go down any time here. One more hit. There we go. And he'll fall over, and I don't know how well you can see this. I may have to turn the brightness up when I process this video so you can see what's going on. Over towards the right, as I whack that dead corpse, you'll see that I'm getting 2 claws here, some Animal fat, go get some chicken breast, raw chicken breast, pretty much any animal you kill. Whether it be a bear, a wolf, a pig, deer, whatever you kill. Is always going to get raw chicken breast. Animal fat, you pretty much want to keep all these resources that you get, even though you won't be able to use them initially. You want to try to save those up. Those will
Friendly,
later.
friendly. We're just walking by.
So we
friendly.
have some guys here running down the road, basically saying friendly.
Hello.
How's it going? So I just hold V down and talk to him.
Okay, pretty good.
All right, so I see a rock here. Now, when you go and collect stones and resources rock, this is basically what we're talking about. There's this kind of rock, lag spike there, kind of blackish in color. You can whack this. Notice it'll say a hatchet to gather. That's the kind of rock you need to get stones, and that's what you need to actually create your first hatchet. And I'll show you how to craft here in just a second. We're going to go ahead and keep whacking this rock 6 or 7 times until it disappears and get all of its resources, and then it'll disappear. These rocks and wood piles that are scattered about kind of spawn randomly, and it seems like most of them seem to spawn down here in the valleys like this. You're not going to find a whole lot of them up in the mountains or the rocks. Now these rocks right here, all these rock mountains, you cannot get any kind of stones or metal resources from those. You have to find the solitary lonely rocks to spawn. Now, just so you know, I do know that this big valley, I believe it's called like North Valley. It's right here by the road, and this is kind of what it looks like. The mountain that I'm looking at right now is, I believe, what they call North Mountain, or Rust Mountain, some people call it. And if you're looking to try to orient yourself when you spawn, it's the tallest mountain in the game, and that's basically the very far north of the map. Don't try to run over that or run around it. Trying to collect resources, because no resources of any kind, no animals spawn on the other side of that mountain. So not a good place to go. You might be a little safer up there, but there's not going to be a whole lot of players up there, but there's also no resources, and you need resources to stay alive. Now here I believe I see another pig right in front of me, so I can go and collect me some more meat. I see another rock spawn there to my right in front of me. Ah, I'm on lag. And he kills over dead. Now when you're collecting these resources and you're, exploring with a rock or a pile of wood or even an animal you kill, you'll always want to be watchful of other players. Players that shoot you with a bow and arrow or a gun, or club you in the back of the head with a rock. Because it will happen. It will happen often on the server. And basically when you play this game, you're going to want to expect it, because you are going to die. When you die, you lose everything, you're going to respawn, and the only hope you have is that you've placed down a sleeping bag and made a camp somewhere halfway safe, so that you can continue playing and have some of the resources that you put away for a rainy day. And rainy days come often around here. I see a player off right in front of me, 2 players running over there, right around that tree. And they actually are, looks like they're newbies, just like me. Don't have any clothes on. I look exactly the same to them. It looks like I have some light green pants on. But I don't. And even though they look like that, if they was to actually hit their inventory, it would look just like this. Any armor you're wearing will be here, and you can see that I have none to cover my head, chest, legs, and feet. And there's different types of armor you can get: cloth armor, leather armor, and then the most advanced armor you can get is called Kevlar armor. And they all have different colors. They look different in the game, so you can kind of tell with a little experience who's wearing what. So we had a rock spawn that I missed up there. I'm going to go ahead and run up there and try to collect that. Being watchful, of course, of other players. Make sure we don't die right off the bat. You'll also see I'm getting a little bit hungry. My health down in the bottom right is 100, but my food is at 500. I think that shows how many calories you have left before you start starving. And when you do anything like gathering, like I'm doing now, running, by holding shift down to speed up your movement, anything like that, is going to make your food run down quicker. There's some gunfire going off in the background, and I can see those two guys that I thought were noobs who have guns. So I'm going to try to get out of Dodge City and lose them. Chances are they've seen me collecting resources. They saw the rock disappear just like I did. This is a wood pile that I was talking about. This is going to be a good place to gather more wood quicker. It's going to give you, instead of one wood on a tree, it's going to give you either 7 or 10 or even 20, depending on what kind of tool you're using. Rocks or a stone hatchet is going to give you 7 per strike. A regular hatchet will give you 10, and if you happen to have a pickaxe, it will give you 20 per strike. However, it seems that the amount of wood you're going to get from a pile is the same amount, regardless of what tool you use. Player moving in there, he's looking to shoot me, and I'm going to right on Dodge City. The reason he's going to shoot me, the reason he's being so aggressive on the server is because he knows I'm collecting resources. They're resources that he wants. And he doesn't know exactly what resources I have, but he knows I have something because I'm out here collecting it. And it's an easy way for him to get resources. Rather than him mining everything himself and looking for food or looking for stone and rock himself, he's going to get it quicker by killing other players. So, as I'm doing here, you want to be watchful for that and try to stay out of harm's way. Try to get back in the rocks, try to, twist and turn to evade these guys the best you can. So I'm going to come back here and hide, kind of take a look out, see if he's following me. And this is a player-made structure here. You can make it out of wood. Pretty big player base here. Probably several players have combined efforts to collect enough resources to build that. And it probably took them a few days as well. Just depends on how much they played. But nothing is completely safe, it seems. No player house is completely safe. Anything can be broken into. If they have wood doors, they can be broken into with a rock or hatchets. And if they use metal doors, like the door I see right in front of me as a door, that door can be blasted in with C4 or explosives. So, this is where people are keeping all their loot and stashing it away, and where they're hiding out when they log off. And just like that body I first saw when I logged in, those bodies can be killed. The inventory that they take when they're killed can be looted, as well as everything that's in their chest and boxes they have inside if this place is broken into. So you're never completely safe. You never want to log on after being away for a day or so and expecting a 100% chance that you haven't been what they call raided, that you haven't been killed or stolen from. So it does look like I escaped the dangers of that player with a gun for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up here, hopefully to a little safer location, a little bit less out of sight, rather than down there in the valley. And anytime you're running up a hill, you do move slower, just like real life. I'm going to try to get out of harm's way, like I said. Stay away from the other players. I am getting hungry, so I'm going to want to cook some of that food from the pigs, those chicken breasts, and see if I can make a little meal for myself. Now right here, I am kind of hidden from the valley, so not a whole lot of people can see me here. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go into my crafting menu and see if I can make me a stone hatchet and see if I can make me a campfire. I do have some wood down here. You see that I've collected 7 stones. The sulfur ore and metal ore is good stuff. You want to keep it. I won't be able to use it initially until I get a furnace, but you definitely want to keep it. This can be smelted down into sulfur. That helps you make guns and ammo. And the metal ore is good for making all kinds of stuff, from metal doors to hatchets to guns to ammunition. So be sure you keep all this stuff. You definitely want to keep your animal fat as well. Pretty much all this stuff is really valuable. The only thing that later on isn't of any value at all really is your rock that you start off with once you get a better weapon, and your torch. Really not a whole lot of value there. Band-aids are definitely useful. They don't heal any health, but what they do is if somebody hits you or you take any damage and you're bleeding, you'll see bleeding effect over here, and your health will be going down. You can put a band-aid on to stop your bleeding. So we do have 19 raw chicken breasts. They need to be cooked before you can eat them. You can risk taking one to eat if you're really dying of hunger. Let's say all my food was down and I was at 20 health. I didn't have a campfire or whatever, I could risk going ahead and eating one by double clicking it or right click and eat, but you do take a risk of getting poisoned if you do that, and that can make you even sicker. It'll fill up some of your food hunger, but you'll take some health damage because you'll be poisoned and sick for a minute or two. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to go ahead into our crafting menu to do that. You'll simply hit tab to go into your inventory. Crafting is at the top. And it comes out, you start off knowing how to make quite a bit of different items. You can take a look through them. You can make everything from bandages out of cloth. If you want to know how to make something, just simply click on it. It'll tell you what you need to make it. You can even make revolvers, different kinds of guns, hunting bows, pipe shotguns. As you can see, a lot of this stuff takes metal fragments, and that's obtained from smelting down over in a furnace. You can make cloth armor when you first start out. You can make modifications like a flashlight mod to your guns. And at the very bottom, you're going to see different parts to houses. These are something a little fancier and better than the basic wood shack that a lot of people, when they're new, start off with. It's called a wood shelter and a wooden door. It only takes 80 wood, so for right now I can make a wood shelter and a wooden door. And you see that pretty much the whole landscape is basically scattered with these wood shelters, and that's what people start off with before they build something more advanced, like some of the bigger structures we've seen, or even this right here is basically 4 foundations. And then they got ceilings on top, but those can be blown away. But they're a lot safer than just a wood shelter, because a wood shelter can be broken down with an axe or a rock. Alright, seems like I'm talking a lot here, trying to get a lot of information out. We're going to start off, we want to go ahead and cook our food. We're not going to worry about building a shelter right now. Though one thing I could do, because it looks like the top of this house has been broke into or something, and nobody lives in here. Yeah. So, I could actually make this my home. There's some windows right here. Or there's one window, rather. There's rooms already made. So, see, I could put a door right here and actually make somewhat of a safe house right now. Safer house than even a wood shelter. Because these walls can't be broken into with a stone hatchet or anything. They have to be blown up with C4. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. Rather than building your own shelter or building your own place, you can just take over one of these places that's abandoned and have a home. And we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and start off by making a wooden door. Knowing here that we are fixing to get hungry, we're going to have to eat soon. But making a place that's halfway safe is always nice. Now, to get out of this, you see here that it takes 30 seconds to craft this wooden door. When you're crafting, you can't move very fast, but you can move. Just can't run or anything like that. Now, this place does have a window. Somebody coming. Put this door on before they put it down to your hot bar, and then basically put it right over the door. Left click to put it there, and they can't get in. Now, one thing they could do is they could build up to this window and simply crawl in the window, but it's actually built up over the rocks. But they could, they could fire through that window, they could shoot me through the window, whatever.
Who are you?
So he's talking to me. You can hear him actually talking to me. You can talk in voice. Hey,
Considering you just built your,
yeah,
you just built your base on top of my house, so.
Sweet.
I mean, I don't care. It's fine, but you're not gonna cause me any trouble, right?
Oh no, man, I'm friendly. I just started as a new spawn, collected some wood, and saw this place that was already built up, so I just put a wood door right there, man. Just trying to hide out and be safe.
Alright, that's fine.
So you're right below me?
It's cool, man. Enjoy. Yep.
Alright. What's your name? Hello?
Hello. My real name?
No, what's your name in game so I know who you are?
Oh, it's I Eat You.
Alright, I Eat You. Alright, this is Zaxter99. You're actually going to be on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out later if you want to. Making a YouTube survival video for Rust, so. Yep, I see you on the chat.
Oh, alright. It's fine with me.
Yep, you're going to be a YouTube star. I eat you. All right.
Excellent.
So we're going to go ahead and take this place over. We found out
I
this
guess
guy
I
lives.
won't shoot you then.
Well, you're welcome to do whatever you would normally do in the game. I mean, that's all got to go in my video, so.
Nah, man, I'm just joking with you.
All right. So, and I'm to talk to him again. I'm just holding V down to talk to him, and you can see that this door that I built is going to be only accessible by me. And to close it, you're going to want to go to kind of move your mouse to where it says close, and then hit E to use. Again, your use button, and that opens and closes your door. Now, that door can only be opened by you unless you're on a server where you can share doors, and I believe they're planning on putting in some kind of a shared door feature in the game and sometime soon. So, oh, sorry. Alright. Now you see this guy here that I was just talking to. He is crawling in from the top. You'll see that he's going to have access to my house the same way I did. And, you know, he can come down there and get me the same way I did. So if I was going to stay in this house, I'd either want to build some walls up around here and build some
Here,
ceilings.
you can have
Or,
that.
you know, build some kind of a ceiling right here. Hey, thanks, man.
No problem. Probably help you out.
Oh, definitely appreciate it. Alright, so what we're going to do right here is we're going to go ahead and go down here. Now to secure our safe right now, we could put in another wooden door right here. You know, and that would help us out a little bit. Kind of, you know, because this place is already halfway made, you're going to want to figure out what to do here to stay safe. Or you can abandon this house altogether and, you know, find someplace better at another point. But for right now, I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a campfire and get some food going before I starve to death. And again, it takes about 20 seconds to craft a campfire. It's going to appear right here. This guy was nice, gave me a hatchet. That actually requires metal fragments, something we don't have access to right now. Drag your campfire or anything you're going to use, or, you know, place, any kind of structure you build, any kind of item you build that you want to use. Drag it down to your hotbar. It's really the only way to actually use it. For example, if I was to just try to set this out, that basically throws the item down to the ground. It doesn't allow you to use it. So to pick it up, you just hit E, the use button, and drag it down to your hotbar to actually use it. And when you hit 4, it's going to allow you to put it pretty much anywhere you want. Any place that's red, I can't put it there. And again, that's because this is an actual doorway right here. So you're going to want to move it somewhere that's allowed, where it's green, and left click to place your item. So we've now got a campfire here. To use this, I see this asked in the chat all the time, how do I cook my food? To do that, you can hit E to use the campfire, but that just simply lights it. I don't have any of my inventory food on the fire cooking, and to do that, I don't put it, you know, try to drag it on there. Again, that's just going to throw it on the ground. That is not going to cook it. Instead, what you're going to do is hold E down on a campfire, and you can have a couple of different options, either to extinguish it or to open the campfire. You're going to want to choose open. And that's going to open up a window here. It's going to show you start off with the 5 wood you use to create your campfire there. And you can drag more wood to your campfire if you need to. And you can drag your raw food that you need to cook down here to any of these cooked locations. Now, food's going to cook a lot quicker if you split this up. Try to make 3 even piles if you can by right-clicking on your food and then choosing split. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with 3 piles of 5. And then I'll basically, oops. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I'll just go ahead and put 2 there, and 1 on each of these 5s. Try to split it up as evenly as you can. It's going to help it cook a lot quicker. I'm going to cook this food 3 times quicker than if I just put the whole big pile in one slot. So there's a tip for you. Takes a minute or two to cook after you put it on, where you start getting cooked food up here and that you can eat. So I'm hearing the footsteps. That's the guy below me. Or he could be up here. Or it could be somebody else. You just never know. And I think while I'm waiting on this food to cook, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and make a door. Wooden door. Again, these can be hacked into or bludgeoned with a rock. Anywhere from about 200 to 300 hits can break into a wooden door, depending on the weapon and stuff and how much damage it does. I do have another video on how long it takes to break into a wooden door, as another video I made about a week ago on YouTube. You can look that up. It's called Rust Breaking In. So it takes 30 seconds again to create this wood door. I'll just look for it to pop up here in my inventory. It usually shows up in the first slot. Once I see that, I can drag it down to I need to drag it down to my hotbar to use it. And then I'm going to hit 4. And again, once I see that, I've got to kind of move around. Sometimes it's kind of finicky to get that door in place. But when it turns green, then you're good to go. There's been a lot of times when I've been trying to place a door on like a shelter or something like that and had somebody after me, and it's just a matter of, quick timing whether I get that door on before they get in to, attack me or not. So now, for at least momentarily, I have 2 doors on this place, and I am safe from intruders, unless they was to try to break down a door, which takes anywhere from 2.5 to 8 minutes, depending on what they're using. They could get even faster if they had 2 or more people attacking the door. So again, to find out how my meat's doing, I'm going to go ahead and hold E down on the campfire, choose open, and I'll see that I have a total of 12 chicken breasts cooked and ready to eat. And that's a good thing because I'm getting pretty hungry. To eat it, again, drag it down to your hotbar to eat it. And then just basically hit whatever button you drag it to. So I'll go ahead and do that. And you'll see that each chicken breast gives me 500 calories. Sometimes you do have to actually hit your hotbar button a couple of times to eat. It's a little bit sticky at this point. A little bit of a delay, it seems, when you're trying to eat food. And the most you can have is 3,000 calories, so if I eat another piece at this point, it'll be a little bit of a waste. So I'll just hold on to the rest right now, and I'll wait for the rest to go ahead and continue to cook. I'm probably running low on wood, so you may want to go ahead and drag some of that wood in here, down to 1 wood left. But maybe I don't want to use this whole 50 wood in the campfire. If I forget about it, it might get looted, whatever. So what I could do is put just a little bit more wood on, and I want to just take a small fraction of this pile. The best way to do that is just right-click and split, and keep splitting the piles until you get close to what you want, and drag that down to your campfire. And then you can simply reassemble your package of wood by dragging them onto each other. So I've almost got all my food cooked. Again, you can combine resources by just simply dragging them onto the next pile. And as you cook, you'll start accumulating this charcoal as well, basically burnt wood. Again, this is something that is going to come in very useful later. You combine it with sulfur to make gunpowder, and then gunpowder is used to make a lot of different kinds of explosives and ammunition for guns. So now that I've got all my raw food cooked, I'll go ahead and turn this fire out and save this wood for later. And to turn it out, you can just simply right-click and choose Extinguish. Not right-click, I mean hold E down and choose Extinguish. Or an easier way is just hit E and turn it out. Now here I see that it looks like somebody else has come up and looking at the house, or it's maybe our neighbor that we met. Gonna eat you, or whatever his name was. So at this point, I want to be able to save some of this stuff and not take it out and risk it being looted off me. The ore and some of this cloth and stuff I got. After you actually get a hatchet or a stone hatchet, which before this guy gave me a hatchet, I could have made a hatchet myself. It wouldn't be as effective as the hatchet he gave me. It's actually a stone hatchet, but it's still a lot faster and more useful than a rock as a gathering tool or a weapon. And you can make that, you see, out of 5 stones and 10 wood is all it takes to make that stone hatchet, and I could craft that. But since I already have a weapon right now, I'll go ahead and put that down on my hotbar, drag the rock out, and I can throw the rock away simply by throwing it out. After about a minute, it will actually disappear from the world altogether. So I need to have a box, something to store all this stuff in, so that when I go out, if I die, I won't lose all this stuff. Now the problem is here is if I die, I'm going to appear in another random location in the world because I don't have a sleeping bag anywhere. As long as you have at least one sleeping bag spawned in the world that hasn't been destroyed, you're going to respawn at that point. If you hit respawn at camp, it's right under the respawn option. If you die, you have a choice of respawn at camp as long as you have that sleeping bag. If you don't, and you click respawn at camp, you're just going to appear in a random part of the world again. So what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and build me a wood storage box to keep my goods in, just in case I die. Even though I won't be able to respawn here, I could respawn close enough to here to where I recognize the landmarks and stuff like that and might find my way back here. And then I would have all my stuff as long as one of my wooden doors hasn't been broken into and people haven't looted me. So we're going to go ahead and try that. We have enough wood too, so we might as well try to make something to store our stuff in here. Again, drag the wood box down to your hotbar to place it. Hit 5 there, and I'll go ahead and place it right here for now. Again, E to use the box. Just simply move to where it says search and click E to search it. So I'm going to go ahead and drag all my stuff here, except for the food and the tool that I have on me, into my box for now. And I'm going to go ahead and head out and see what I can do. So the next thing I want to do, I had 11 cloth in the chest. I just need to kill another animal or two. I want to get 15 cloth so I can make me a bedroll. So I'll have a spawn point in this world now that I have a starting weapon. Alright, so make sure you always close your door when you leave your house. Make sure you don't, run off in a hurry and leave it open. Now, I see that this guy below me does have a metal door. I don't know how safe it's going to be living with him. I guess we'll see as we go along. But that's kind of a thing, especially if you don't have a lot of friends that you trust in real life. If you're going to make friends in the game and you're kind of playing this solo, it's just trying to figure out who you can trust and who you can't. And I can tell you from experience in this game that most of the people in this game you cannot trust. So we're going to head back out in this valley, see if we can stay safe long enough to kill another animal or two. And you're going to see how much faster and better this weapon is if we get the chance before we get killed at killing an animal. For example, with a rock, I would have like no chance at all if a wolf was attacking me head on, without any kind of armor on or anything. Rock is my only weapon. The wolf would probably win and chew me to death. But with a hatchet like this, or even a stone hatchet, even being naked with no armor, you can actually kill a wolf and have anywhere between 25 and 50 or so health left. And as long as it's warm out, you're going to heal. Right? By your campfire, as long as you're comfortable, you're going to heal. Towards the night and early morning hours, you'll see that you're cold right above your health. Anytime you're cold, you don't restore health. See a rock spawn here, so I'm going to go for this here. Some wood over to my right, alongside the road. See a bear back over there to the left. They just went behind the shelter here. You don't want to attack a bear at this point unless you have like a bow and arrow or a gun or something. Bears will maul you, even before I would win with this hatchet. I'm going to go over to this wood pile here, see if I can collect it. And see this structure here. It looks like somebody made a lot of stairs really high, just to get a good view, I guess. There's nothing safe about being on that. They just built it for the heck of it, I guess. Kind of a tower. And they made that out of resources. A lot of wood went into that. can see with this hatchet, rather than gathering 7 wood at a time like I was with a rock, it's a lot faster. I'm getting 10 wood a strike, and you see that I got rid of that pile a lot faster. I see a guy with, looks like a rock or maybe a gun pointed at me. Can't tell. Might be the same guys that were attacking me before. Just don't know. So we're going to go ahead and take a chance here and say what's up. See if he pulls out a gun. Hey, friendly, what's up? Friendly, what's up? Alright, so he's going to be aggressive and try to hit me with his rock. I'm going to go ahead and run back here, pull my tag out, and I'm going to go ahead and attack him with my hatchet, since I got a better weapon than he does.
I will stop. Stop. No.
Hey, you attack me, man. I gave him a chance, and he wanted to hit me with a rock, so now the chase is on. And he's dead. That's what he gets for hitting me, so that's part of life in Rust. He was trying to take advantage of my resources that I'd gathered with his rock. I don't know why he did that. It's kind of a silly move, seeing that I had a hatchet. But I definitely have the advantage. Now we're still looking for enough cloth to make us a sleeping bag, so we need to kill at least one more animal. And I think I'm going to do that right now by attacking this wolf. Even though he's going to present some danger to me. Actually, that's a pig, never mind. That was a wolf. We're going to go ahead and get some easy cloth here. Oh, there's a wolf right there. And as you can see, the pig's running with the wolf aggressive. If a wolf is happy, you can see with the hatchet, you can see that I killed him with 45 health to stop the bleeding with a band-aid. And I did get 2 band-aids from the other guy that attacked me. Wolves give you the most resources than almost any other animal in the game. See that I already got this thing. And up there you did hear an airplane. Let's find it. Oh, there it goes over there. And these airplanes aren't anything players can ride. Instead what they do is they drop supplies. Really valuable supplies. Don't really see where they drop supplies. Looks like it's pretty far away. But you'll see like some parachutes drop down from those airplanes, and a lot of people will head to those what they call airdrops because they have a lot of pretty good supplies, usually a lot of ammunition, sometimes some high-end parts for houses, a lot of wood, stuff like that can be found in those airdrops, and some C4. A lot of times they drop C4 explosives, and that's what's used to basically raid people's houses and break into wood walls and metal doors that can't otherwise be broken into with like a hatchet like I have. So anytime you head for one of those, expect to see a fight for them. Even if you get there first, there's going to be other people behind you, usually loaded with guns and high-end armor. They're going to try to get those supplies from you. So again, I'm trying to find the house that I took over the top here. I believe it was up here somewhere. And that's another thing. It's really easy to get lost in this game. You really got to be careful. Try to orient yourself with the game. Scared me there. Alright, so...
Oh, it's you.
Hey, how's it going? Is that you, I eat you, or whatever your name is? I eat you, is that it?
Maybe.
How you doing? How long you been playing the server, man?
For a while. I don't know. No, actually, maybe like 6 days. I don't know.
Cool. Cool deal. I've been playing a few weeks off and on myself. Pretty fun. Pretty fun game. I just started on this server, though, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Once I had a base established, it got way better.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you have more players and stuff like that, so... Now, if you want to, anytime, we can kind of team up if you want to and build a better base or whatever you want to do. It's really up to you. Did you build this whole thing, these floors up here, or Did they just kind of take over something you were building, or what?
Yeah, yeah, I built the whole thing. There's another guy that, yeah, there's another guy that lives, I let him live, like, to the left of me. He's got that metal door out there.
Oh, okay.
But I built the whole thing. It's fine with me, man. Like, some hacker came in and, like, pretty much tore down all the doors upstairs, so I'm glad at least a normal person is up there now, so.
All right. Well, okay, cool. Yeah, so we can kind of work at this together, or you can. I really don't need much room. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll help you out if you need help, man.
all right. So we'll kind of work together and team up
You
here.
can have it. Just, I suggest if you're gonna, like, store anything, you should definitely invest in a metal door.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was just trying to tell my viewers here on the YouTube channel. You want to start off with some kind of safety, even behind a wooden door. But I kind of picked this place because it looked like it was abandoned, and I told them, I was kind of saying on my YouTube channel that it was a lot safer than a wood shelter, or yeah, a wood shelter that you can build.
Yeah, that that's the look I'm going for, man. Abandoned.
That's what it looked like from the top. It looked like somebody had raided it, or it wasn't finished, or yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I just left it that way, so other people would be like, "Oh, someone's already been here. Forget it," and just walk by.
And instead, I took it over. That's funny.
Yeah, it's fine though. I actually think this is pretty amusing. This is why I love this game. Random stuff like this happens.
Yeah, that's just the thing. So as you see here, I'm crafting a sleeping bag now, so at least I'll have a spawn point, so that if I was to die, then I'll reappear here for as long as this bedroll exists in the world. So
But I mean, if you need any supplies or anything, just let me know. I can help you out.
all right, that sounds good, bro. Nice meeting you, by the way. I don't know how much I'm gonna play here. I was really just making a YouTube survival video and kind of show people how to get on their feet, and get started, with Rust.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
But it's actually kind of cool that I met you, so it'll be kind of a good help, good way for people to see what's going on in the game and how to make friends, or how to build trust with people. Because you really do. You really need, you really need to meet people and gang up, because trying to survive in this game of Rust by yourself, it's pretty much the odds are against you.
Yeah, it can be pretty rough. I've lost some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And
But I mean, that's kind of the fun of the game,
you never want to get too attached to your stuff, because you're going to lose it. Pretty much a
Yeah,
fun game.
exactly. I mean, that's why I kind of get excited about the game, because you're like, any moment you could just lose everything.
Exactly, that's cool. All right, to place the sleeping bag, I'm just talking to this guy that I just took over his house. That's really kind of funny. So I'll just go ahead and place the bedroll here.
This isn't my only base either.
I do have to tell you that you might want to build another base or have a more secure base, because anybody that watches, I don't have a ton of people that watch me or a ton of subscribers, but anybody that watches this this YouTube channel, at least in the next day or two, they're going to kind of know where I'm at, especially if they know this video.
Yeah, I know. You pretty much are just like, hey. Yeah, you're like, hey, look.
Exactly.
Let's just expose this guy.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right though. It's just an alpha anyway. I mean,
well,
they're just gonna end up
I think
wiping all this stuff anyway.
Exactly. That's why I thought this, was a perfect opportunity to make this video, because I know they're going to come with a wipe. They're going to be putting a patch in any day. I know. Have you checked out Trello.com for Rust? You can see kind of some of the stuff they're already working on. I know they have a fix for the, the suicide kill or the suicide hack, where they, basically press some button and make people take fall damage.
Yeah, with the fall damage.
Yeah. Looks like it says they've got fall damage exploit fixed.
Terrible.
So they've already got that fixed. It looks like they just need to patch the game. They have some other stuff they're putting in as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, if people come here because of your video, I just hope they can expect that I'm probably gonna shoot them in the face.
No, they're gonna expect you to be aggressive. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be coming here looking to make you as a friend, but who knows? You just never know what people are gonna do, and that's one of the
Actually,
fun
you know
parts
what?
of this
I
game.
might be friendly. I might be. It depends what kind of mood I'm in.
They're gonna be watching my video and coming looking for I eat you. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. Real original.
Well, most people aren't too original.
a lot of videos, man?
So far on Rust, I've made 3 or 4, something like that. I don't know. I tried to stream
But I
live
mean,
once,
like in
but,
general.
I have quite a few videos on everything from how to cook to my new bearded dragon. You know, raising him from a baby, all kinds of stuff. A lot of different video games. Some of the older video games.
What's your YouTube channel?
Zaxter99, same thing as my name in here, ZAXTOR 99. So it's ZAXTOR
Oh,
99.
all right.
Yeah, you can look it up. I actually have a video on how to break
I'll
in
go
wood
check
doors.
that out later.
Yeah, I actually have a video on what, where I actually made a video on how to break in wood shacks and wood shelters and wood doors with all 4 tools, and timed it, and how many hits it takes, and how many calories it takes to break in and stuff. That was my most recent one before this one.
Oh, that's sweet. Like, I forget sometimes that when you first start out, you have no idea what you're doing in this game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep, it's can be kind of a daunting experience when you first start out, especially when everybody's firing guns and killing you left and right, and you don't kind of have a clue of, what
Yeah, I
the
walk
first
up
thing
to a
do.
guy. I'm like, hello, and he's like, oh, here's a shotgun. Boom, I shot you. I stole your rock.
That's funny. Yeah, the thing is,
Hey,
people
man,
just,
well, I gotta go, unless you're gonna stay in your house forever, I'm gonna go and, like, get some resources.
hey, why don't I run out there with you? I'll run out there with you, and we'll kind of do that
Okay,
together.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine.
Alright. Well,
So we're going to go ahead and run out here with this guy that we met. And, you're always safer in numbers, so if you can meet up with some friends that you kind of trust, you're going to be better off running out together. And I do have a sleeping bag down now, so if I was to die, I should respawn there. Unless, somebody breaks in between now and then and breaks my sleeping bag. Press 1 to bring up my tool that I have there, which is my handy dandy hatchet this guy gave me. And that's one way you can kind of tell a lot of times if a guy's going to be friendly or you can trust him or not, is if he gives you some supplies. Not every time somebody throws something for you are they going to be trustworthy, though. A lot of times people will throw you food or something, or even armor. Just as kind of a game. And once you go to pick it up, they're going to blast you in the head and laugh. So, you just never know what you're going to get. These barricades here.
sometimes there's some stone around here.
Oh, cool.
Not really that often, no. Stone's like definitely the most rare resource, as you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I noticed there's a lot of stone and stuff up towards the road, but also a lot more danger up there too, probably. Now, as we see here,
Half the time you find the
somebody just placed a bedroll right
stone,
on
and
there.
then like it gives you tons of metal ore, but maybe like 2 or 3 actual stone. I mean, sure, I can make guns, but I can't make any like the basic stuff. But
Right. Hey man, do you happen to have a furnace in your room?
yeah, I do.
Sweet. I might want to try to use that later to make me a metal door.
And a workshop. Not workshop, workbench, sorry.
And a lot of these right here, this is just a wooden shelter that somebody built. That's what you can start off with, and you'll pretty much see the whole landscape scattered with these typically.
Seems like it's pretty cleared out for some reason.
Yeah, it might be the time of night that we're playing.
Yeah, sometimes people just pop out of the woods and axe you to death. Oh, there's a pig over there. That's pretty good. Go.
Watch him kill this pig, and that way you kind of see what it looks like when another player kills it.
Hey, watch out. I think I see somebody over there.
Okay, man. Now, the reason I'm going ahead and grabbing that pig is because these animals will disappear in just a matter of a few seconds. It seems like about 30 seconds, and they disappear. So, you don't get it, you lose it. Oops. Just hitting tab instead of shift there to run. One thing in this game you'll want to do is you'll want to get used to holding shift down pretty much all the time, because you will be running around a lot. I mean, nobody's going to walk around a whole lot in this game. And like I say, I mean, if you're looking, this is a good starter house. Somebody got their house blown up, it looks like. But you could use this to build your house on. You know, there's a lot of old abandoned houses that you can kind of take over just by building up a little bit. You don't use so many
Actually,
supplies.
we should probably head back before it gets dark.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. So did you name yourself I Eat You for all the pigs that you kill?
No. It was something different.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Back when I used to play Left 4 Dead.
That's funny.
And then, like, I don't know, Attack on Titan.
You know, why don't we run up there?
You
towards
probably
the
have
road?
no
There's
idea what
usually-
that is.
We should run up there towards the road. And there's usually a lot of spawns up there. If you want to check that out. A little high risk, but we can always run.
There's actually a decent amount of people in this area, though. Like, I've run into a few groups of people.
Yeah, I first spawned into this valley and I had a couple of new guys I thought were just brand new spawns like me, and they actually had a gun, so I'm lucky I survived. And the reason I was running right towards the wall was because I was holding Z down instead of having it on my
But, yeah,
mouse.
you know, if you just look left there, that's where it is up there on the mountains.
Yeah, I know where we're at, pretty much. It's pretty much over there by that big base over there in the rocks. Right behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more resources seem to appear over here in this valley by the road, but a lot of players, like you say, running around too, so.
There's a valley somewhere in this game. I forget where, but tons of stuff spawns there, but there's so many people that just kind of like hoard it all.
Yeah, kind of the way they made this. I think they made the spawns, resources spawn just enough to where there's enough player battles for those resources.
Definitely a campfire over there.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot right now.
Wait, what the hell? Alright then.
Now, what I want to show in my YouTube video here, bud, is this bear up here. I'm gonna have it chase me and have you attack it, and kind of show you how you can team up to take something that we couldn't take out alone.
Alright, I can do that.
Cool. I'll bring the bear this way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can team up on a bear to kind of take it out. When I couldn't take it out alone, he would definitely maul me to death if I was trying to hatchet him with my hatchet. So I'm going to get him to where he's on me. I'm going to run towards my newfound buddy here. And kind of run in circles here. Bears do move pretty slow. So you can hear him striking the bear. And you want to kind of turn, make circles, or weave back and forth. It's going to allow him to kind of catch up with the bear. And you'll see here, he struck it enough times to get it. Cool, man. Good work. Good work. Go ahead, man. I'll let you have the rest since you killed it.
That's alright, go ahead. I took half.
So you see there, we're going to be a good friend.
I got a lot of stuff stored up. I really don't need it.
Oh, sweet. You want to head back to base then, or since there doesn't seem to be any
Not that I
resources over there?
usually like to tell people. I don't.
Don't worry, I'm not going to raid you, man.
I know. But normally this is how I... Oh no! No, man! I don't have any...
That's funny.
Yeah.
Now, deer is something you can get as well, but it's usually
That's the
easier
best
to
part of this
gun
game. It makes me laugh.
but when you
That
try
and
to
the
sneak
killing.
them out with a weapon, they're going to run off. So you basically have to hit it.
I didn't say that.
You have to crawl up on it by holding control down to be able to even hit it, and then it's going to run off, and you're going to have to sneak up on it again 4 or 5 more times to take down the deer. And they'll run quite a distance. You just kind of sneak up on them like this with control every time. This guy's headed back to base. I guess I'll go ahead and follow him. And I mean, even this house here, I mean, it has metal doors on it that somebody could access, but you know, you could even go in there and at least be a little bit safe for a moment. Put a wood door on there where the wall's blown out. This guy looks like he knows a little shorter way to get to home base than going back around the long way like I did. All these abandoned shelters. So many of
I
them.
like to kind of take a crazy path in case somebody's following me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me go get all my ore, man, and I'll cook up some fragments. Or if you don't mind, if you want to allow me in your house, I won't steal anything. You can whack me if I do. Oh, you got some more metal doors beyond just one. That's cool. That's a good way to do it. That way, if anybody gets in, they can't get to your loot while you're hacking them down or whatever. Somebody jumps in chasing you or whatever. I'll be right back.
The guy like hacked up everything before. The whole top, this door, everything. He spent so much time doing it, and then he finally realizes that the actual stuff's behind the metal door, and he's like, oh, damn.
Yep, that sounds like a raider. Typical raider.
Yeah, he'll probably come back later with some C4 and blow the friggin' door off, but...
Well, if it isn't him, it'll probably be somebody else, so you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so it is getting to be nightfall again. We did start out at night. We went through one day. We did find a halfway secure place here. To make this place a lot more secure, what you would want to do is reinforce these 2 wooden doors that I've placed with metal doors, because these can be hacked down with any kind of hatchet or even a rock, depending on how long or what kind of weapon you have and how many people are hacking at it. Anywhere from 30 seconds to 8 minutes to bust down the door. And they got access in here. They can take everything. If I'm crashed in here, they can kill my body with a few hits like I did that first guy. Take everything on me, search my chest, take all that stuff, and even destroy my bedroll so that I can never respawn back in the world. Now, if you do have a place like this, you have a bedroll, in some kind of a wood shelter or any kind of place like this, and you log back into the world and you find yourself in a random location, one thing you can do is you can suicide to try to see if you'll respawn back at one of your bedrolls. Another thing is you can place multiple bedrolls down in the world, and you're always going to respawn at the last one that you've placed, unless it's been less than 5 minutes since you died, and then you're going to respawn at the next placed bedroll. And as long as you have bedrolls in the world, you'll have all those spawn points. So if you have 5 bedrolls, you'll have 5 different spawn points, and you'll respawn at the last one that you used. So good thing to lay down multiple bedrolls. But if you do log in, you find yourself just, with a rock and torch and look like a newbie, and you had a base and some supplies or whatever, and you want to see if you can respawn there, simply hit F1 and just simply type, you don't need a slash or anything, just type suicide. And when you hit that, you're actually going to die. And if you have a spawn point, you can hit respawn at camp and see if you respawn back at a bedroll you placed, or see if you respawn at another random location. If you respawn at a random location, you know that all of your bedrolls have been destroyed, and you're going to have to start over, and that's part of the game. Just mainly don't get too frustrated, because you are going to die, you are going to get raided, you are going to lose all your stuff, so never get too attached to anything that you have in this game. But you'll be able to add friends. You can add friends on Steam, kind of work together to rebuild your places better, bigger and better the next time. And, start learning how to raid, and you don't have to raid in some of the other houses and shacks yourself and stealing some of their supplies. It's a lot of fun to actually play this game. I really like it, especially for an alpha. This game is, I think, phenomenal. So, I did show you basically how to survive and how to get started, and even how to make a surprising friend in the game. That happened to be right below where we decided to take this place over. So another thing you'll want to do to add security to this place is this window here. People can actually build something, or build some stairs, and actually just build stairs right up here and crawl right in the window. They wouldn't need explosives, they wouldn't even need to hack anything down, just need to hit a wood pile or so, and they could actually just build some stairs right up and crawl right in the window. So they've added a new window bars, and it's right at the bottom of your list. You can create metal window bars by using 100 metal fragments, and you can create bars to put over that window so that you can shoot out of it, but nobody can actually get inside. Again, unless they use explosives to blow down this wall. So all these parts here to build a house, sort of what I took over here. You'll want to start with your foundations, pillars. You'll see other YouTube videos of people building houses. And all these parts here take wood planks. So you got to build wood planks first out of your wood, and then you use the wood planks to build all these different parts. Place foundations. Pillars go in the corners, 4 corners of each foundation, and then you can put in wood walls or wood doorways there, wood windows as well. You can also build up by using stairs, and to prevent people from building stairs on the outside and crawling in your place, you always want to make sure you create ceilings and put those over the top so that people can't crawl in from the top. So that's kind of how you start out in Rust and how you survive. Now it's just a matter of actually protecting myself more by adding more security, adding multiple metal doors like he has below, the I Eat You guy. I'd want to break down this door with my hatchet, and once I get a metal door made, and put a metal door in there, and use a furnace, basically, like I said, to melt all of your ore. So that sound that you're hearing is not a gunfire, but rather it sounds like I Eat You, or somebody smashing on a metal door with a rock or a hatchet. So not effective. You can't break down a metal door with a hatchet or a rock. And I'm going to go ahead and give this guy all my stuff. I'm basically going to go ahead and probably quit this server. But I think I've made a good survival video, a good idea of how to start out on Rust. If you have any questions, maybe something I left out, be sure you ask below. Be sure you leave comments, questions, anything you have in the comments, and be sure you subscribe. This has been Zaxter99 with this basic survival video of Rust. And from here on out, just search some other videos for more gameplay tips. A lot of people have live streams and stuff like that. And you can kind of watch those and get a good clue as well. But if you haven't bought this game yet, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And I really like this game so far, even with all the bugs and even all the cheaters and hackers that I've experienced in the game. And I even have a couple of those videos of other cheaters and stuff, but still a fun game. So I want to thank you for watching again. This has been Zaxter99. Have a good one.